Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having the most incredible day. If this is your first time on my channel, my name is Sebastian and I welcome you guys with open arms. I do pop culture videos every single day, so if you're looking for the latest in reality TV, influencer tea, pop culture, honey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I would be so incredibly grateful. All right, you guys, grab a snack and a drink because we got to talk about Miss Teddi boring-ass Mellencamp, who just said a couple things that she really honestly should not be talking about, all right? So she was on her little podcast, all right? And she was basically comparing the passings of Lisa's mom, rest in peace, and Lisa Rinna's mom and Lisa Vanderpump's brother. And basically, she was talking about how when she was on the show and Lisa's brother passed away so suddenly over such a horrific way, they were basically thrown into the sharks because they didn't have a lot of sympathy or anything. And basically, she says, I just don't understand grief. Let me just tell you something, Miss Teddi Mellencamp, okay, honey? First of all, the fact that you even bring up Lisa's brother is so gross. The fact that you have nothing else to do with your life than even talk about grief, other people's griefs, all right? Lisa's mom, beautiful Lois, passed away at almost 100 years old. That woman lived a beautiful life filled with a lot of love and light, and she passed away, from natural causes. Thank God, it is a freaking blessing on earth if you could, live that long. And Lisa Vanderpump's brother died very suddenly, all right? And we all know how, and we're not even going to talk about that. So the fact that Teddi has nothing else to do in her fucking boring ass life than to sit there and even bring up Lisa Vanderpump's brother is so gross to me. She is not even on the show anymore. You know what I mean? And it is so beyond crazy that the excuse was, well, I just didn't know they were that together. I didn't know if they were, this. What the only thing that you should have known is that if Lisa Vanderpump is visibly hurting, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter if Lisa Vanderpump has never discussed it, because maybe she never discussed it because she didn't like your ass. Maybe she didn't discuss it because she didn't trust your ass. But you were over there at the MTV Unscripted Awards trying to beg her to be friends with you again and forgive you, right? Look, this is something that I really freaking hate. People, it's sort of like when Kyle was sitting with Diana and Sutton talked about her miscarriages to Diana, so she can sort of meet halfway with Diana and say look, I understand what you're going through. I've had this. And Kyle turns, well, I didn't know. Well, I didn't know. That's so weird. I didn't know. We didn't know. You never talked about it. Just because somebody doesn't talk about it does not mean that it does not affect them. Does not mean that it never happened. So get off that fucking high horse, stop hanging around with Kyle Richards, and then maybe you could be some kind of entertaining on your own instead of living in Kyle Richards' shadow. And in a podcast that your other P in the pod is leaving because she actually got back asked to her show. Okay? It just honestly, it boggles my mind. Well, listen, honey. Lisa Vanderpump, girl, she had a couple things to say, okay? And girl, did she ever just freaking... I'm so proud of how shady Lisa Vanderpump has become. Okay, so Lisa Vanderpump actually responded, and we're going to read this right now, you guys, because I have to say it's crazy. So Lisa Vanderpump, she posts a picture of her brother and says, how dare she? I've put up with her lies for long enough. Don't even know her Twitter handle. Please share to her. The fact that Lisa Vanderpump said, I don't even know the bitch's Twitter handle, girl, that is shade enough. She goes on to say, post another picture of her and her brother and says, I agree. Disgusting. And then it says, I agree. Keep my brother's name out of your mouth. And you know what, you guys? I absolutely agree with her. I think that it is so gross that Teddi thinks that it's okay to even bring up Lisa Vanderpump's brother. And like, I understand about like, you know, talking about what's going on in the show because this and that. And I also understand that it, you know, understanding that you messed up. You know what I mean? Like, had she just said like, look, you know what? Back then we weren't that, you know, we weren't that nice. We weren't that understanding. And I could, if I could take it back, I would. I would have been like, yes, girl, that's how grown people handle their shit. But you're sitting there on a podcast that nobody's listening to, A, and then B, you're not even understanding what you did wrong. It does not matter, and I repeat, if somebody says their business or not, or how close they are, do you need a family tree explanation of who talks to who? Huh? Teddi, you know what this is? It's called manipulation. You know what this also is a high horse. When people sit in such high horses that they think because something was not told to them or they didn't know something, then in fact it did not happen, it's just so disgusting and so desperate, Teddi. Girl, what is wrong with you? Girl, you were even kicked out from Big Brother on the first episode, bitch. You know, maybe you need to analyze it. Analyze yourself. You don't mess with people's grieving. You don't bring up people who are no longer here. It does not matter if you believe, and she goes on to say that, well, that's why Lisa Vanderpump, she wanted to get Dorit in trouble and she wanted to bring up Dorit's thing and she wanted to, I'm like, how much more are you like messing up? You know what I mean? And it's sort of like, just because Lisa Vanderpump never mentioned it or him, it does not mean anything. So I honestly think that Teddi, she needs to sit down, girl. She needs to sit down. She is doing whatever. She is trying to climb Mount Everest of scandal so she can like be talked about. And girl, you won. This might be the first and last video I ever do of you, Teddi, because A, you're not that entertaining, and B, you hit below the belt. If you were not hitting below the belt, I would be like, damn, at least she's a good person. But I can't even say that. You are boring and you're not a good person, because that's not nice, Teddi. That is not nice. And Lisa Vanderpump, girl, listen, the fact that you shaded the shit out of Teddi, girl, I'm so here for it, honey. You dropped that mic, you picked it up, you cleaned it, you freaking sanitized it, and then you fucking dropped it again, okay? Mic motherfucking drop, boop. I don't know. I think it's crazy. And comparing again Lisa Rinna's mom to Lisa Vanderpump's brother is just, it's two completely different situations, and it's people that lost someone. You don't talk about that. Anyways, what do you guys think? She is trending on Twitter and everything, honey. If you are bored, go over there on Twitter and look up Teddi, and bitch, people are saying so much about her. People are pissed off, and you know what? Rightfully so. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Again, make sure you turn on the notification bell. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're on our way to 30K, and I would be so grateful if you helped a bitch out. And I love you guys. I will see you in my next video, and I'm just so, again, so grateful. Teddi, girl, get your shit together. Mwah. Bye, guys.